So we hope we can help you. Tell me about your projects, please.
Well, Sessionwire is a communication tool for the music business. And essentially, we could be on Sessionwire right now instead of Zoom because it looks almost exactly the same.
Uh-huh.
The difference is that in your tray down below, you have a little mixer and it would pop up and you can have control over the audio and video of everybody on the call. But there's also a second audio stream, which is peer-to-peer, which is high quality studio quality audio. So if I hit play on my keyboard or on anything, you would be able to hear it through your headphones, or if you were in a studio, you could hear it through your big monitors. And so it's the perfect tool for music collaboration, for songwriting camps, for people to work together in real time, and have your own virtual studio.
I
So
love it. I have some musicians.
Well, studios used to be like the A room and B room and C room, and now they can have a V room, a virtual room. And you can communicate, collaborate, and do all that sort of stuff. You can drag and drop music files, and it has plugins that go directly into your DAW, if you know what that is, your digital audio.
We could call the C room the COVID room. I just kidding. Yeah, the V room, virtual room.
Yeah.
What is that you said?
So it also has plugins that go into Pro Tools or into Logic or any of these digital audio workstations, which actually stream the audio back and forth so that we can connect our digital audio recorders together. So you could be on a Windows Studio One or Ableton, and I could be on a Mac using Logic Pro, and we can still record together, make music together, and use DAWs independently. So it's agnostic. So that's a little bit, and I have a slide deck. I could take you through all that sort of stuff. But the bigger picture, and one of the reasons I'm really excited, is that right from the beginning, we've built in this concept of intellectual property. And so the idea is that at the point of creation, when you and I are recording a song together, we say, okay, we just wrote a song, it's a 50-50 split like Nashville. We put that in and we start building a smart contract. And as we get through and closer to production, at the end of the production of the song or the album, we mint an NFT. And we have the ability then to put that NFT into whatever marketplace that we want. But it will house all the intellectual property data in it. So one of the biggest problems in the music business today is Spotify and all of these performance rights organizations, they don't know who to pay. None of that information is in the beats and in these songs. They don't know who played bass on this track. They don't know who actually wrote the lyrics to this track.
Right.
There's no forwarding address. There's all these royalties coming in, tens of millions of dollars. And I have all the stats on a couple of slides, but it just shows that there's all of this money out there that goes nowhere. It goes into the genes of Spotify and to some of the other record labels, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea is that not only is Sessionwire a communication tool like we're using right now, but it's our ability to create a smart contract with every project that we do and produce. And as we build these smart contracts, they get embedded directly into the digital asset. And so when money moves, you'll get paid. And that's the concept. And it's not a concept anymore. We've actually built I talked about the smart contract builder at the event. And when I was on stage, I explained how this is sort of the way of the future. And the cool thing about doing it at the beginning is that there is no, like, record labels kind of know who's in their stable, but other record labels, they keep their people private. There's no kind of industry standard. Now we have the ability, we have all the relationships in place with the major labels, with the publishers, performance rights organizations, to be the point of creation. That they say, oh, did you go through Sessionwire to do this? Oh, you don't have to record together. You just collaborate and put your information together and create that smart contract.
Wow.
And so
can you show me some slides just so I can see like a little bit of it in writing?
Yeah, let me just
I think this is a really good concept. You're right. There isn't something like this out there, and it's very, very important. Huge money in music has to be done right.
Let's try this one.
And I got a lot of musicians also out there.
Let me just share my screen here.
Do you have any musicians that you're currently working with, or could I
Oh,
bring
yeah.
you some good ones?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. So essentially we connect creators and we build a community. So this is kind of what the interface looks like if you were working together with someone else. This is how a small team of passionate musicians became the world leader in remote recording software and the roadmap to build profitable solutions for a community.
Okay.
The vision is that everyone, like yourself, is a creator, and creators have become individual media companies. And so we can help support a middle-class economy for music creators and their fans. So Sessionwire is a smart economic engine for the creator economy, a simple connection solution for over 50 million, and this is more like 100 million now, who want to create, collaborate, and protect and monetize their work. So we didn't start yesterday. We started in 2016. There's a picture of me. This is Randy Bachman from Bachman Turner Overdrive and the Guess Who. He was one of the original investors. And so Tuesday, September 27th, 2016, we did the minimal viable product of Sessionwire. So since then, we pioneered remote recording with an elegant face-to-face solution, became the category leader. We've got tens of thousands of subscribers in over 45 countries, hundreds of connections a day, and unlimited songs being created. And now in 2022, we plan to collect the data and embed smart contracts into the digital assets, splitting royalties and offering fractional ownership and proof of work. So our basic message is to develop a powerful economic engine and content production and digital publishing platform.
Beautiful.
So just to put it in perspective, in 2016, we solved a problem that seemed impossible. You know about latency, you know, all of this was impossible at the time. There was no online solution to produce studio quality music over distance. Boom, problem solved. We made the impossible possible. We designed an elegant face-to-face online solution to collaborate and produce studio quality music over distance in real time. One of our key programmers was the guy who invented the MP3. He was on the MP3 committee. He also was the founder of Q Design, which sold to Apple, and also DTS, which is in all the big movie theaters. So serious programming chops. So the idea is you've got freedom to make music from anywhere. You use your digital audio workstation, and like I told you, there's a plug-in there. That is what receives and sends the audio back and forth between computers online for recording and sharing audio.
How many people could you have? How many people could you have playing at the same time, mixing all this together?
Well, you can technically get up to 10,000 people on the call, but when it comes to recording, there's a high quality audio stream that goes back and forth. So essentially only two.
Okay.
And at the same time, but you can drag and drop and add people. So you could, let's say you and I did the piano vocal, and then we could assign the high quality audio recording to the bass player who's on waiting for his turn. And just like you would be overdubbing in a studio. So there's no such thing as jamming online. Everybody wants that, and so do we. And we've developed a way, we call it the conductor, which hasn't been released yet, which is basically you fool your ears to believe that you're hearing everything at the same time. But there is latency. I mean, that's just physics, right? The speed of light, you can't go any faster. So that said, the product is a hit. You know, you can look at our social medias. There's this guy says, just had my first Sessionwire session, super cool way. This is Steve Sykes, like he's worked with everybody, Bonnie Raitt, Jackson Browne, Barry Rudolph is one of the big names in the industry. Yeah, just there, and there's big stars too. So essentially, you're taking all of these apps and it's all bundled into one product. So instead of Zoom and Slack and Audio Movers and WhatsApp and Dropbox or WeTransfer, whatever, you just use the all-in-one Sessionwire. So save yourself $500 by just using Sessionwire to get the job done. Jerry Wanda, multi-platinum producer, loves Sessionwire. He's been using it for a couple of years now. Dave Kalmusky, who does Carrie Underwood, Shawn Mendes, Keith Urban, etc. Sessionwire made 2020 his most connected, busiest year to date. And of course, Randy Bachman, one of our original investors. So studios have increased revenue by 30%. We got these numbers just over the last 6 months. And everyone's saying rock solid connections, worldwide professional tool for commercial workflows. And it's a growing community of artists, producers, and fans.
Gotcha.
We also bridge the top line talent with tech loving producers and empower the magic, which essentially means there's tons of chicks on Twitter Spaces and YouTube and TikTok and all that sort of stuff who want to be, who are great singers, but they're just not technical. And then there's a whole bunch of beat makers and producers out there that can't sing. And so we want to bring some of that talent together. And if the producer has a simple skill to run a session like a Zoom call, you can actually be creating beats and recording talent. So basically founded in 2015, we won a NAMM Award 2019. 2021, we did both Mac and Windows. It was only Mac before. 2021, we developed the plugins. We did an enterprise solution for soundbetter.com, which is the gig marketplace for musicians. And we're here now, blockchain, smart contracts. And then eventually we want the marketplace for artists and fans so that they can sell their NFTs and transact within the Sessionwire community. So the big opportunity that I see right now is that this creator tool market is just going absolutely nuts. I mean, Goldman Sachs just put $50 million into Splice.com. Riverside FM just raised $37 million. And we know that isolation and loneliness are driving the need for human connection and online collaboration. And even though people can't get together now, this is a way of them actually working together in real time. And so, you know, BandLab, for example, has 50 million registered users. And they're very interested in our platform. And I'm not going to say I'll say we're putting an acquisition list together as we speak.
Gotcha.
But the market is huge. You don't have to be a genius to figure out that the music market growing is absolutely going bananas. And some of our clients, Atlantic Records, Warner, Paramount, SOCAN is like ASCAP BMI here in Canada. And Audible is now using our product to do their book overdubs and stuff like that.
Wow.
So today in 22, we've solved an even bigger problem, which also seemed impossible. And this is the next phase. And this is what I was talking about earlier, that songwriters have been shorted about $500 million. 30% of total revenue is misplaced every year.
Oh, jeez.
Music is more accessible than ever, but much harder to trace. So no one really knows who made, owns, or who should get paid. Now, the labels and producers, they hold that information about the work in their catalog, but there's no way for anyone else to access that info. And we've been on with the Performance Rights Organization, and they said, if you do this right, Colin, he said, you are a stream of clear water running into a swamp, and we want that. And so the idea is, what if a song could be programmed to pay you? It's almost like your ring. You know, it's like, if we could put a little slice in for our platform, and this is paid by the buyer when they buy the NFT or they buy the album or they purchase a song or however they do that transaction, that information, that intellectual property, that stakeholders, fractional ownership, whoever financed your recording, whoever, it can all be done. A revenue simulator that says, hey, Ryan's going to get paid out first because he bankrolled our project. And as soon as he gets paid out, then, you know, these guys get their royalties and then these guys get paid. And pretty soon everyone knows on a timeline and everything is on the blockchain. So, you know, it's like oh man, I'm going to get paid. I'm actually going to get paid. So point to creation wins. So labels, distributors, all these things I talked about, they all agree that they want artists and producers to input their data at the point of creation. This is where it has to start. And that's why we want to gamify this. And just we've created this simple blockchain music NFT solution. It's a push button way to embed smart contracts into every song. You don't have to have everything's done in the background. It's a push button. You don't need any passphrases. You don't need any long crypto addresses or anything like that. It's just everything's done in the background. And it's like a safety deposit box in the sky. Every session is a session. So all the files are there and labeled. The bass track and the vocal track and what instruments you used on everything. And you can every session is its own project, can be its own NFT. It's essentially a music machine that spits out songs and money for the artist. Automatic splits and royalty tracking, boom.
As it should be.
And this came off of I forget where we got this, but you already know about NFTs and their potential to grow that more than double the size of music streaming. But it shows fans that want to earn like $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Streaming, they need 800,000 fans minimum. Whereas you can have under 200,000
makes sense.
NFT sales.
Okay.
And of course, here's some proof here with the Beatles, Jerry Garcia. Streaming missed the super fans. And with these NFTs, Ryan, you've also got the possibility of having experience, get backstage, hear some of the demos, get a different alternate mix, be part of the, VIP group. And so a little bit of the talent that's behind what we've built. Like I said, developer on Spotify.
Jeez, wow.
Creative Cloud team, YouTube artist, contributor to MPEG. I told you about him. AES, founder of Q Design, CTO for DTS, Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, founder, that's me, founder of Matrix Blockchain and inventor of the smart contract builder. And I've also created the DAO and the Star Token, which is, I talked to you about the GOATs. That's another side project. So it's an elegant end-to-end solution. So we have a social network, like a dating app, where you find, people that you want to collaborate with, and you connect. You do your creative collaboration. You maybe write a song, or maybe you just sit back and listen to high-quality music together. Like, who wouldn't want to sit back and listen to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon with your buddies, just like the old days? Anyway, smart contract splits and then the NFT master. And so our business model is simple. We have an annual plan. You can open your own studio for $99 a year, or for the pro, which allows you to control someone else's desktop. So I could actually open your computer and arm your record button. So you would only have to stand at the microphone and sing. You don't have to do anything. I'll produce the whole session remotely. So that's like $400 a year. And then the enterprise, which is what we're doing for some of the big labels and publishers. And platform fees on NFT sales, which is actually paid by the buyer at the end. And we can actually put a royalty income in order to use our smart contract platform. As you're doing your royalty splits, you go, hey, we've wrote our song, we're 50-50. Let's give a percent to Sessionwire for making this all real and housing all of our information and blah, blah, blah.
Beautiful.
VIP club passes, backstage passes, that type of thing. So the roadmap where we're going is Sessionwire Studio, which we're going to launch the 3.0 version in the next 6 weeks.
Nice.
Sessionwire Pro, which has got some features for post-production and for people that do film scores, and it's really it's high level stuff. And then our mobile app, we're partnering with another company to be able to produce that. IP management and splits, blockchain, and eventually marketplace services. That's what we talked about. And currently, we're actually doing a raise And we were going to raise 6 million, but now I just want to do a $500,000 bridge round because I believe we have some potential acquirers, and what we need to do is build the valuation really quickly. And we have a way to do that. But I need to spend a couple $100,000 in marketing, and then I need to do some joint ventures with some of these companies that have a lot of users and get
Right.
them, signed up for Sessionwire accounts
Yeah.
so that we can really bolster the valuation of the company. Couple of quick things. The Web3, which you might be interested, is we'll be able to issue NFTs, music video images, full-length music videos, and custom files. We'll have the distribution to other marketplaces, OpenSea, etc.
Yep.
Be able to host the NFT files permanently on immutable decentralized storage services, credits for collaborators and other industry standard metadata supported, automatic splits, royalty. This is already built.
Yeah.
Authenticate users with Web3, no passwords or keys to remember,
Huh?
exclusive content and experience to holders of the NFTs, and serve and stream media files quickly and earn money when items sell. So essentially, to run through, it's like meet me on Sessionwire, like a dating app. It's like, hey, oh yeah,
That's cool.
Ryan, you want to write some songs and jam a little bit? Yeah, sure, let's do that. Or we meet some backers, or we want to crowd fund our project, and so we can search for people that are interested in that.
Yeah. Wow.
Then we connect. This is what our interface looks like. It's Slack. It's exactly like Slack, built right in. It's persistent chat so that you can put your own groups together. Then you create, and this is your DAW. You open up your Logic or your Pro Tools, and you join your workroom, share files, and make some music. And when you've done that, you title your project and put in your info. And you can see here on the phone, you've got like 20% for this guy, and this guy made coffee, so let's give him 10%. And you can
Yeah.
just start building your blockchain information right from your project. And each session is its own project. And so you protect your work, create the smart contract, eventually mint an NFT, and then you can publish, stream your music, whatever you want, and then collect. Drop your NFT to your fans, payments to the wallet, share your revenue. It's pretty simple. Big market. These are just addendums, but one influencer can sell millions of songs or NFTs with one tweet.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a few more pictures here on every slide if there's anything.
Oh, I can send you a PDF of everything later, but
Sure.
any questions so far?
No, I think just comments. I think it's absolutely brilliant and much needed. And I'm excited to share with some musician friends of high influence that could really help you propel this. Honestly, this is a good job. I'm so glad we met, brother.
Yeah, so here's where you can come in and help a little bit. And I don't know a whole lot about you. I know that you live in Seattle, which is a 2.5 hour drive. So it's we're close.
Oh, good. You're in Portland, or where are you at?
We're in Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I'm just Mercer Island, so
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're going to just do a simple safe or a convertible note within the next three weeks
okay.
to scale. We have a marketing plan already. Hired the guy that's worked with Logitech, Blue Microphones, Warm Audio. His name's Caleb, brilliant guy. He's put together a plan. We're going to throw about 200 grand into kind of social media advertising, Facebook specifically, and some YouTube, and really get the word out. And then we have a couple of joint venture partners that we're bringing, a membership drive, so to speak, together. And then we want to increase the valuation and have this ripe in 6 months for acquisition. And
Nice.
we do have an acquisition list going, and I think this could be worth millions of dollars to certain groups and platforms out there because it's sticky and people are really looking for this. And I'm under NDA, so I can't tell you the names of them, but you can kind of imagine who could really get a lot of value from this.
Oh yeah.
Ideally, if we had, around $6 million right now, we could we could blast this out of the park ourselves and be a very profitable private business. But I think it'll be much better to build the company to basic profitability and get enough exposure that somebody out there is going to come along. Our competitors were just bought, and they were bought by Abbey Road Red. They haven't disclosed that. And if you can figure out how to find that number out, I'd love to know it. But they're called Audio Movers. And they were purchased by Abbey Road Red, which is an incubator for Abbey Road Studios. However, they don't have video. They don't have half the stuff that Sessionwire has. They just have those plugins that go from one computer to another. That's it.
My goodness, man, you guys have nailed this project. And then from here, it's easy for you to scale up, just adding little bells and whistles here beyond everything that you guys have envisioned. So
we're this close to knocking it out of the park, but we got to have some capital, and we got to have it within the next couple of weeks.
I will put some energy in this to help this. I've got 13,000 people on my cell phone, and they're all sorted by, you know, keywords. So I can type in musician or musical producers or songwriters and just be like boom, 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 and send it out to. And I got a lot of connections. So yeah, I think you met my girlfriend, Colin, at the Hex project, Nyana here.
Hello. Yes, I think I remember.
How are you?
Man, he has created a music platform that is going to change the industry on blockchain. It is badass. I'm going to definitely help you, brother, for sure.
All right. Well, maybe we can pitch it to Brock.
Maybe you want to take the recording off. We could talk about the finder's fee.
Oh, okay. I think I did